Hey guys, how's it going? Octopus here and welcome back to evercrisis. It's been a little bit since I made an update video just because how hectic guild battles have been, setting it up, getting rosters ready. There's a lot of planning, a lot of prepping, and a lot of stuff just going on in life that I haven't had a chance to do an update video. So this one's going to be a mix of what's currently and what currently has just passed a little bit, like the limit break banner that got repeated. I never really touched up on that. So we're going to jump in and talk about all of it and go through each one. I do want to jump into this banner, and that's because, like I said, when this was first released, I made a video about this, and I talked about these weapons in the sense that you should get at least one copy of each, because all you need is one copy of each weapon, and you put that on your healer, your sub DPS, and it makes your DPS do so much more damage. Like, just going for the blues and the purples, I use weapon parts on this. It doesn't matter if you use weapon parts now or later on these weapons. If you're going to use weapon parts on them to upgrade them in the future, overall, just to have them, because they are future proof as well. It's a buff. It's a 14% magic attack up or physical attack up on your healer at all times, just for having a naked copy. So I do think this banner has value. Now, don't get me wrong, there's a whole conversation when it comes to how they handle the limit break banners with Vincent's limit break banner. That's a whole different video and a whole different rant. For now, I just want to give you guys advice and talk about things like this, right? So, with that being said, if you weren't someone like me who skipped the first one when it first came out, I skipped it, and then it came to this guild battle and other content, and I'm like, I need to be just a little bit stronger. So if you look at my team, actually let's jump into guild battles, because I also want to say congrats to my guild for trying so hard at what they did. We're not full of whales. We have like 3 very strong players, and then the other players are also very strong, but not as strong as those 3, and it kind of just trickles down. A lot of coordination to get top 4 at the moment. I don't know if we're going to keep it, but it's there. And the reason I want to show you it here, because I want to go in and show you the battle I'm doing right now. So I've been using either Matt on the higher levels or Barrett on the lower levels, but this is back to the limit break weapons. So you see my Vincent right here? He has 7,578 magic attack. Let me just move myself over here. And that's because if I come over here to Barrett, Barrett has a level 120 weapon of Steam Guard, Zach's weapon. I'm going to remove that. So I'm going to go ahead and remove it. I'm going to remove the other one, and you guys are going to see that I'm going to get a bunch of boost down because of it. So that's gone, and then my sub DPS has one on as well, and then I'm also going to do the same to them. So I'm going to remove that one, and now back to Vincent, down to 6,422, just because I had 2 of those weapons. Don't stack them on the same character. That doesn't work. It's 14% from Barrett and 14% from Lucia, and I got that extra 1,000 and something off of that. So that is the difference. These weapons make a big difference, because no matter at OB10 or OB0, you'll only ever get half of this. So because we have 30 points, we're getting 14% increase. If it was at its max level, which is 46, half of that is 23, you can't hit that 18, 15. So no matter the overboost of this weapon, if it's used as an offhand, is always 14%. So these are 14% stat sticks just for having one copy, and that's why I pulled for the blue version and the purple version, which is a 3-star, 4-star, and then I used 200 weapon parts, or 210. And then that's the difference. Now my magic users will have an extra 1,100, and that scales, because the more levels our characters get, the more the character itself gets stronger. That's 14% on top of whatever their build. So if my Vincent gets stronger, it's going to increase again on top of that. So that's really something you guys should consider just to have for power. And I think that no matter what, like I said, a healer can always put in their back weapons. So that banner did come out. Same thing with Vincent's weapon. Same idea. Vincent's weapon has the whole magic attack up. And it's a good weapon to have for Vincent if you're pulling from, obviously. But it's another one that has 46 all magic boost. So there's 3 weapons that do that, including Vincent. So Vincent's helping the party, and then the party's helping Vincent. So it's a very good chain reaction there. So besides that limited banner, there's a bunch of things I do want to go over. They did update a lot of things. Like there was a couple of bugs they want to fix. There's addition to the draw tickets. If you guys are looking for Slay the Day, is now in there, and Tempest from Sephiroth. So those 2 new weapons are there. If you saved your tickets or ready to pull, those are updated. regarding the issue in guild ranking. They're going to fix this, hopefully. This made it so that some healing weapons were healing for crazy. Like I learned last night, Matt's weapon Syringe, the one that only heals 5%, was actually healing for a lot more, which in turn happened to be physical defense up and a big heal for like 4 ATB. So it made stuff like that in the guild battles have a little bit of an edge so people could clear the higher content. But they're going to fix this hopefully by next time. The high wind had an issue. So if you were someone who was on the high wind level of 14, 22, 30, 40, 50, 60, and 70, your high wind was not giving you cactars. Really, really, really bad. So they're going to give compensation. They're going to figure out who got affected, how long they got affected, and then compensate them from there. And the reason that's not out yet is because they didn't want to tilt the tide of guild battles. But in my mind, if that's an issue, they also doesn't matter because now it also affects the tide. But this has been happening since day one. So if you're a day one high wind person and you stayed on 14 for a long time, 20, 30, 40, 50 at all, at some point, you did miss out on a lot of cactars. So we'll see what happens, what they're going to do about that. There's a campaign for August, right? August coming out. We have the Chocobo Expedition. Once your guild levels it up, this is going to be a great combination for the guild Chocobo and guild bonus. Materia Boost campaign. If you guys are like my guild, we're going to have this maxed out on the 1st, which is this Thursday. Our Materia level boost 15 will be activated, giving us the highest chance for rarity and the lowest mats needed. So having great success rate of materia enhancement during that time is when I'm going to go off. So a lot of you guys should have your guild level 15 materia if you've got a group of 30 people actively doing their dailies. Premium quests. Again, if you upgraded battle in your guild system, and that's a little bit higher, there's going to be a 30% increase on top of the guild battle increase, which means your enhancement premium quest is going to be very good for dropping a bunch of resources. So the more level 110 weapons you guys can make, if you're farming for those crystals, memory crystals, that's going to be really good as well too. Character growth campaign, again, mixing that with guild's battle system, you guys can be able to like level up your characters. But if you're someone who plays efficiently, your characters should all be maxed out right now. So nothing too exciting there. That's just your normal campaign stuff going on. Now, the ones that came last night, we have a new Crisis Dungeon coming up. And it is the Gi Edition, which I'm looking forward to this because these are so far apart. I feel like they used to have these so often. There were so many of them. And then they just halted. And then on top of that, the Crisis coins that you get for these dungeons haven't been really used past that banner right in the beginning and the Buster Sword, which, by the way, the Buster Sword should be resetting tonight or tomorrow, depending on how they want to release it. So another Buster Sword copy coming out. I'm probably going to get a +1, +2, just keep going from there because I don't need anything else. But I do feel like that needs a little bit of a revamp when it comes to the Crisis dungeons. More often, maybe 2 battles or 2 areas per month, even repeating areas and clearing the quest, just so we can redo it. We have so many Crisis keys that we have nothing to do with them. So besides like farm Gil, because it gives you Gil if you run it. Co-op battles for Shamans, Ifrit and Bahamut. So if you guys need to farm this is great. But also that's happening while Ramuh is coming out. So this is going to happen tomorrow, July 31st. And then Ramuh EX2, which is a lot of farming. I'm not even done farming Leviathan or Shiva to max. I did beat Shiva last night with a very easy strategy. Not easy strategy, but a very, very uncommon setup that you really just got to know the fight more than have the power. But yeah, so I got all summons done. Everything's done in the game for me. And now we have Ramuh, but I still don't have enough stamina pots to farm Ramuh, Shiva, and anyone else that gets an EX2, Leviathan and all that. So I'm hoping that once it comes to a point where I'm okay not maxing these guys out and we get our guild battle system to level 50, that's going to give a 50% increase in drops. So when I go farm summons, it'll be a lot easier. As of now, farming summons really sucks. And I think it's because they knew they're going to do that to the guild battles or the guild system. So yeah, this is happening on the 4th, by the way, if I didn't say that already. Ramuh's going to have up to level 10, making him very, very strong. And then quickly, I want to jump into that, but update 1.14.10, they're going to increase the maximum amount of materia in your inventory will be expanded from 300 to 500. Now, I don't know if that's going to expand the actual materia itself, like give us a little bonus, or just so you can just pay more. Honestly, just sell a lot of materia that's blue, because from this point forward, if you're in a guild and you guys have this guild materia system upgraded to 15, you're going to get a lot of purples, and they're going to outclass those blue materias very quickly. But the whole thing I was talking about, if you scroll to level 50 on battle, which it's not going to take long to get this, or not crazy long like everything else, but more enhancement quest rewards will count towards your summon materials. So increases completion rewards obtained from enhancement quest. I believe someone said this affects the summon materia. I could be wrong. I gotta double check that because it does say enhancement quest, but you're enhancing your summon, so maybe not. I still gotta go for that. If that is the case, then that's great. But you can see how this is under summon quest. This is enhancement quest. I believe it's anything under here. I could be wrong, but if it is to that point, like I said, repeating myself here multiple times. Besides that, everything else going on is just guild battles going off crazy. High winds level 65, everything 65 with it. Yeah, it's been pretty straightforward. The critical health, the guild ranking, it's just been all a little too hectic to like update these videos consistently, so I kind of wanted to run through this. There is a fireworks campaign also happening because they're doing another summon event, and you can see it's the Cactar here, the Gigantar version. Yuffie's getting a vent weapon, which means she's getting weapon parts. I was really hoping Vincent would, but we'll see. So there is going to be a new Aerith costume that I didn't talk about either, and they showed a little bit of that Aerith costume on the Twitter page. So they got a little video on Twitter talking about the campaign, and they show the Gigantars. They come up. They look really good, by the way. I'm looking forward to fighting these. But then also at the end of this video, new summer Aerith costume. So keep that in mind as you're saving for anniversary. If this one is a magic attack up, all party members and physical defense up, like if it's like her Monster Hunter weapon, which I doubt it's going to be because Monster Hunter weapon was exclusive, limited, right? So they're a little bit more stronger because they're limited. But if it does have AoE magic attack up, I might consider it, depending on the teams, right? Depending what you got. But if it is a mixture of two things in one, I gotta make some hard choices here, but the whole thing you guys should be saving for anniversary. From this point forward, now the guild battles are done, there's no critical threat, there's nothing crazy going on. I would just continuously save until, I believe it's September, and it's so close by, right? Just save for anniversary. Save as much as you can, because when it comes to those limited weapons on anniversary, they do make a difference. Like I just showed you, one copy at a weapon as a sub weapon makes a big difference in your main DPS's power. So all that being said, that's the entire update, everything going on. I just wanted to quickly make this video, even though it's probably not quick, but it covers literally everything. If I missed anything, let me know. Yeah, but guild battles, making a video on that separate, talking about our experience, how we struggled together and tried really hard to maintain that top 5, even though you only get rewards for top 10, and then talk about if it was worth it compared to what the game was giving us versus our time. But there's so many factors in that, right? Enjoyment, fun, sweat, tears, yeah. Let me know what you guys are looking forward to. A lot of things happening, a lot of things going on, and a lot of things to look forward to, especially level 90, where there was a little snippet of that. Level 90 is around the corner, not too far away. Besides all that, thank you guys so much for watching. Keep on smiling, and I'll smell you later.